Hello everyone. The topic of today's case study analysis is the crowdfunding and ethical issues connected with crowdfunding. Actually, crowdfunding is the phenomenon that closely connected with social media. Social media today plays one of the biggest social role in the world, because even political and even election they're closely connected with social media, and social media impact on our world and our society very big manner. Both of these phenomena have the ethical issues, and future development gives rise to numbers of incidents and discussions about legal limitation of social media, of social and crowdfundings. Current analysis is based on the real story, the case of Amanda Palmer, a famous musician who posted $1,000 to project, but earned more than $1 million during the short period. The several ethical questions was emergent, and we are going to define our solution at the end of our analysis. So crowdfunding is the use of social media to raise funds for various purposes. It could be community-based goals, it could be charities, it could be special interests, and even personal projects. Nowadays we can find a lot of platforms, a lot of web resources where we can post our advertisement and our projects to collect money for it. And crowdfunding often leads to a situation where an artist, maybe musician, can be too cash flush too soon, leading them to spend money on things they wouldn't normally consider to spend. So I mean that every time people build some kind of business plan, and they request definite amount of money. But if a person have a lot of popularity, it could be a lot of contributors which give more money than it is demanded. It can lead to poor strategic decision making, for example, diving with early the questionable investment that may not make sense otherwise. Second issue is over crowdfunding can lead to spending on things that the recipient simply shouldn't do. And a last one, legal concerns as to what these investors should be entitled to the case in which ventures to succeed. As a result, taking this type of money early can actually work against your ability to raise a large amount of money later needed for growth. So this issue is very important. I mean that if artist, musician or other person have simple money, the money which get very simple way, nothing doing, sitting at home, they will not motivation to find more serious investors to compete with other projects. So it can make worse, and it can decrease their potential in the future. Consequently, legal and ethical issues have caused government regulatory agencies to closely examine crowdfunding. Ethical question which the case is established means that should websites allow established artists to raise funds through their websites? Should those who seek funding be limited to the amounts necessary to fund their products? Should contributors send money to projects that already exceed the requested amount of artists? There are important issues. How should one deal with artists who spend contributors' favor frivolously or don't fulfill their promises to contributors? Is it her or his responsibility, or it is responsibility for regulators or departments? How should an artist deal with excess funds that are contribute to a project? Are there ethical obligations to contributors, especially when many of them make known that they are contributing funds in excess of a project's requirements? And the example of this Amanda Palmer's promotion project is here.
I decided when I was about 11. I chose music because I was good at it. I had a really good ear. I loved songs. I wanted to be a songwriter. But I think I was more interested in having the job that connected me to people. We've made over $1 million in a 30-day campaign to put money towards my record, and everybody feels fantastic.
Why did Amanda Palmer's case has become a major issue for crowdfunding? Because Amanda Palmer is a character artist, is a background artist in Roadrunner show, and she has made a start to raise funds for her for her album, and she had made some asked help from the audience that for every download of a DVD she had charged for about $1, and to have dinner to make a private show in their house she has charged for about $5,000, and to have a dinner with her and for a signed album she will charge for $10,000, and she has earned a recording amount of about $3 million within a span of 1 week with about 1,000 fans of her donating her, and she has mentioned it. She has came to Twitter to announce that she would have paid the debts she had took from the other people to make the album and to make the DVDs and everything, and she would have come with her album, and she had made an album with the musicians, and at the end of the release, after the release of the album, she has came up she had made an announcement that she is not going to pay the musicians any amount, and because she don't have any enough money, any financial backing now, so that she could pay them. So, and she would only pay for their beer and give a golden shake hand. So the musicians had made a case against her in the court, and this has led to an investigation. And the result of this investigation is she earned more than she requested from the from crowdfunding, but she has used it for her personal use, and there are many positive and negatives about the crowdfunding. So let's begin with the positives of the crowdfunding. And crowdfunding may be a best way for the newcomers to come into the come into any field or field they are good at, and show the audience of people what range they are good at, so that they could learn something, or show the people that they are very good in their field. And the second positive would be, we know that most of the people would not be financially strong, so that they can financially support themselves to make an album. So they should they should show up in the crowd, so that they can earn some money or support from the audience, so that they can make some money to make a private album, so that they can release it and earn some money. and the third positive would be it would be a good flat platform for many people to learn new from what they have, because if they make a private album, they would not know that which field they are good at, and once they come into the audience, they know, they would know where should they increase their performance, and how can they develop themselves from the mistake they have done before. And the next topic would be the argument against the free use of CF.
So we have seen the benefits of having CF, crowdfunding, which is really very good. But there are some genuine arguments raised, and the first one is the argument is the contributor should be limited to the amount requested by the artist to fund a project, thereby making more fund available to other projects. However, this crowdfunding platform received 5% of successful funded project. Hence, they have stacked in allowing large sums to be contributed. Therefore, there is no legal action that can be taken. If the fund is been exceeded, there is no transparency, and if it's been exceeded, there is no question what these extra fund will be used for. And when the Amanda Palmer, who got 1 million and her target was very less, she got 1 million in 30 days. She defended herself by saying that the money was used for the future of our music. And the second thing she defended was it's a new era where audience is taking more responsibility for supporting artists at whatever level. I'm really concerned that whatever level what is that level where the audience are taking responsibility.
And there is no transparency in the amount the performers earn through the common fundraising, and they should and even the Palmer used the Kickstart.com to make a crowdfunding, and the result of this is the musicians who had filed a case against the Palmer had even filed a case against the Kickstart.com. So even the company which has helped the starters to come front, even they have got brought under law. And what is the solution for this is, and every fund they earn should be placed in the site so that the donators who are donating money would know how much fund they are giving and how much more do they need to donate, so that the performer who is showing them would be able to perform a private performance or make an album, so that because if they donate more money, the money may be misused, and if the company Kickstart any private company or public company makes an initiative to support people to get a crowd fund, they should make sure that only the performer would get the amount he requested, and if they get more, it should be used to help the people who are just starting now, because we can see that most of the people who are in that field would have more money to support themselves, but the new people who are developing would not have enough to support themselves. So they should take care that who are strong in any field should not be allowed to make a crowdfunding, because it would be a misuse, because they would save their own money and use the money of public to get profit for themselves.
So basically, the crowdfunding platforms, they are not using the money properly, and because they are getting the 5% on whatever money is being funded. Therefore, there is no proper policies that is restricting the donors' money, so that the target even if the target is achieved, they are taking money, because they are getting the 5% of whatever donors are donating the money. The second argument against the use of free flow is the platform should not allow established artists to put funding requests. Basically, if the famous artist posts anything on the funding platform, obviously the fans will be coming and they will be donating even more money than that is required, and basically if they are that much famous, then they don't need any funding, and that is why they shouldn't be allowed. And basically the crowdfunding is basically for new artists or aspiring artists, so that they who don't have money but have talent can use this platform to make money, and so their talent is known. Therefore, the famous artists posting these new crowdfunding projects attract people and their attention to the platform, where not such famous artist is looking for fund and they are not getting that money, and therefore the platform is not used properly, and there is strongly a need of strong ethical policy towards these platforms. Therefore, there is a dilemma about the crowdfunding, that crowdfunding platform should maintain a status quo and continue to fed up the criticism, or they could respond to the public outcry and ban established artists like Palma, Mar or Ruff for using a service. But this would decrease the company's visibility and probably decrease the exposure and funding for less known established artists on the site as well. Therefore, there is a dilemma what the crowdfunding platform should do. If they take action, then then this will lessen the opportunity for newcomers who strongly need these funds. And the second dilemma is they must consider changing the company's policy to no longer allow project creator to accept more money than initially budgeted. This decision cuts straight to the company's bottom line, because if they limit the amount of money they receive, they will limit their 5% of whatever amount they are receiving. So this is a great decision that should be made by the company. In our opinion, should website allow established artists to raise fund through their website? Yes, it's a good idea for all the artists, and they all have the same right, and of course they can play good marketing role in attracting potential contributor to new artists. Should those who seek funding be limited to amount necessary to fund their project? Yes, definitely we think so. If the goal have reached, the process should be stopped.
But even if the performer gets enough money to his album and he earns more through his album, they should make sure that he would donate some fund to the people who are coming behind him, so that he would be a good aspiration or inspiration to the people who are coming, so that they would get developed by his fund.
And should contributors send money to projects that already exceed requested money by the artist? They should not. The fund collected should be legally stopped. But it's not, because the platform is getting 5%. So there's a big question over there. How should one deal with the artists who spend contributor ferociously or do not fulfill their promise to the contributor? Well, that is a big issue. What if the promise is not made by the artist is not fulfilled? Now there is no legal action that can be taken to the artist, because still it's a new thing and we need to make policy so that this things, if happen, then what should the artist be done? Can the money be refunded? Till now it has not been happened. So there is a strongly need of policies that can govern these things and issues. How should an artist deal with exceed fund that are contributed to the project? We cannot impact on these process legally, but personally I feel if he uses these fund for a new artist or in some productive way, then it could create a good example and it could be carried forward by new or aspiring artists. Are these their legal obligation to contributor, especially when many of them may know that they are contributing fund in excess of project requirement? Definitely the ethical obligations are the main in this context, and an artist can disclose voluntarily the list of spending that will increase the trust of the artist towards the artist and the platform and to the industry at all. And if they do so, then there will be more scope for crowdfunding, and that will create a positive image towards the donor, through the industry and the artist, and they will have more fund which is being used productively and not being misused. So there is strongly need of transparency, and the platform should govern who is posting and what and where these funds are being used. So clearly there is need of transparency, and at the end we want that you all to think that do you feel that crowdfunding is a good thing, why it should be, why it is good, and should it be carry forward, should it be continued? That's it from my side, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.